All right then. All right. Hope everyone's doing well today. My name is Ozmourn, and today we're going to be speedrunning a game known as Crow Story. And Crow Story is a really cute indie game about a crow. And that's pretty much it. That's like the whole synopsis. Right here, we're going to go to our skins, and we're going to choose some. We have some very cute skins here: blue jay, cardinal, canary, grape. But today we're actually going to go with mountain climber. This is a reference, of course, to Celeste. You know, the little strawberries on here. So just to have some nice crossover of speed games here, we're going to use the Celeste skin. But right here, we can just start up, and timing, we're going to start a new game. Timing doesn't begin yet. It's going to begin after this cutscene. But, we're just on an adventure with this tiny little crow here. I don't think did I put on the skin? Hold up. Maybe it doesn't happen during the cutscene. Question mark? Yes, and timing will begin now. All right. Okay, it doesn't happen during the cutscene for some reason, but timing has begun. But as you can see, each of these the skins have wonderful little wings and crows right here, wings and skins right here. But one thing you're going to be seeing me do a lot is diving forward, and then when you dive forward, you kind of can keep the momentum that you get from diving forward by just timing your jumps pretty well. And each tiny little section has a small little flight sequence in between each of them. And right here, you're going to be seeing me take advantage of like the momentum of a platform and skipping this checkpoint in order to come over here. And thankfully, we got a nice cycle there where the bottom platform was moving towards the checkpoint, so we didn't have to worry too much about that. I'm gonna skip some platforming here by doing some pretty precise jumps. But that's the majority of what this speedrun is, just really good movement, really precise movement, if you will say. And I love looking at the little crow in these flying sections. Absolutely adorable. It's cute. We do have an in-game timer that pauses during cutscenes, but we do, for the sake of the leaderboards, we do time things in RTA. And just because it's a bit more accurate. IGT is not entirely accurate in certain cases. But you can also see that there's a death counter. And for every death that I have, or depending on the total amount of deaths, but let's say for every death that I have, I'll donate $1. But if it's like a low amount of deaths, I might increase that to like 2 or 3. But yeah, we're gonna in this next level, 2A, we have these jumping pads that we get introduced to. They give us a nice boost upwards. And an interesting thing about checkpoints in this game is that I want you to remember this specific area that oh, there's one death, 2 deaths. Oh, because a restarting checkpoint actually unless I somehow die 2 deaths. Okay, I thought I only died once. Okay, but either way, checkpoints, we're like, remember this area right behind me, because we're going to come back to a similar area later, and in that area it's going to have an interesting bug with checkpoints that we're going to be having. You could technically dive your way through here and like jump on all the jumping pads, and it's a little faster, but it's only really faster if you're like really optimized at it. And so you can just move side to side, go across these platforms on your own speed. But that is that section done. Gonna come up here and go up to these corners and try and get all those jumping pads in one fell swoop. Oh, there we go, perfect. And now we're going to be coming through this this section, flying our way through the sky, enjoying all the beautiful visuals. And that is the end of 2A. And so there's 3 sections, 1A through 3A, and then 1B through 3A through 3B, or that's how we like label them in the splits. But 3A It has a specific skip, but it's very precise, and just for the sake of like, wanting a quality speedrun with minimal deaths, I will be doing not that skip today. You can drive up that platform up there, like the little columns of this platform over here to my right, that one over there, and you can jump up here and essentially skip all the beginning portions of this level and end up right here where I am at right now. And if we're good, okay, there we go. As you can see, that's a good example of using the momentum of the rotating platforms in order to get a lot of speed. And speaking of momentum, if I'm good, I will have a pretty solid trick here that allows us to skip most of the platforming of this bottom section. And so what we can do is jump here, jump, jump, jump. Oh, that was so close. I did it right, but like I landed at the wrong section. Oh, okay. That was we're getting very close. But, oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes that happens. The rods of lava will just, let's try that again. Reset checkpoint. Resetting checkpoint does count as a death, by the way. There we go. This is what we wanted to do. I'm not sure if it like necessarily saved time or we're like doing like the normal platforming optimally, but I did really want to show that off because it's just a really cool trick to see how much you can skip. And here's a good example of keeping the momentum as you're jumping through by just timing the jumps correctly after getting launched in a specific location. And this next section has a lot of lava. You want to be very avoidant of the walls. You see, like stuff like that can happen because even if part of you touches the lava, you will be reset back to checkpoint. Ooh, okay, thank you. Okay, thankfully we were able to avoid all of those rods right there, and with minimal bonks too. Oh, and sometimes that happens where the scarf gets stuck in the crow's beak. So yeah, if the host would like anything to say, we're about to go through like an intermission section here with some small cutscene as well, but I'm going to be skipping through the cutscenes a bit, so we won't really have much of a lore update, but so now's a good time to be speaking if you want to. Yo. All right, great, perfect timing too, because now we're at all the level 2. This is 2A, and all of the or 1A or 1B, I should say. We're at the B levels, the B sides, and so the B levels are kind of like harder levels than like the A levels. They're in nighttime, and you can see that they have a bit more like a dilapidated architecture, but they're at the end of the day they're very similar to like what the A levels were. And all we have to do is manage to go around with some more harder platforming. So you can see here, these were like whole platforms, and now they're just like columns, so we gotta balance ourselves on. But for the most part, certain tricks and certain sections should be pretty similar. For example, that one. And right there is a pretty good example of, for some reason, in the B levels, you can like the checkpoints are they have like either like a larger range, or they're just a little bit buggy, because usually that skip that we just did back there using the momentum of the platform, it wouldn't touch the checkpoint in the A levels, but it would touch a checkpoint in the B levels. That could be a purposeful decision just because it's harder and harder to go through some of the levels on the B side or on the B levels. And so I keep wanting to say B side. This isn't Celeste. On the B levels. And so maybe they made the checkpoints having a larger range so they're easier to collect. It's a blessing in the speedrun, of course, and you're going to see a really good example of that in this level as we go through these columns, because there's no more bridge there. But you probably saw in the intermission, if you had a keen eye, that there were crows trapped in crystals, And that's kind of like, and we saw a giant celestial crow. And so that is kind of what our mission is, to free the crows, to free all the other crows. And over here is going to be a pretty good example of taking advantage of the larger range of the checkpoints. This crow is so cute. My goodness. So we're going to be jumping through here. And then we're going to be going underneath here and collecting the checkpoint on the other side of this wall. And that allows us to save a good amount of platforming. And one thing about this game that I think really would speak to a lot of people is that there's no glitches. It's just all movement. There's no glitches, there's no RNG. It is just all skill and movement here. Like, it's all in your control. There's a low skill floor and a really high skill ceiling. Very beginner friendly. And it's kind of built for speedrunning because of the death counter and the timer, and the in-game timer. And so it's if it's something that you're looking to speedrun for the first time, or just want to have some casual racing with friends, I highly recommend picking this game up. It is free on Steam, by the way. It is like, this is a free game, so there's really no reason not to pick it up. And so right there, you probably saw me at the very end using that jumping pad in order to skip over a platform. And another example that you saw over there was me taking advantage of the larger range of the checkpoints and resetting checkpoint as well. But that is the end of 2B. We have one last level and then a boss fight. So this is 3B. Unfortunately, the skip that I didn't do in like 3A, it isn't really possible in 3B because there's like part of the columns are like broken down, and so like you can't really like wall jump across them. So you want pretty good timing here, just to do a similar thing that we did to in level 2, in level 1A or 3A, I should say. And overall, the movement in here actually isn't that much different, because there's really just more like rods of lava that you have to watch out for. But that's pretty much it. And due to the platforming in this section being different than what it was in like 3A, the momentum skip that we have in order to get to that section isn't possible because these platforms don't move. Instead, we must take advantage of the little poles that these lava rods are coming out of. But again, trying to keep as much momentum as you can from these moving platforms, but also from just your dives, is really important. And here's a similar momentum trick to what we had in 3A. There we go. Just trying to keep the momentum, keep the speed. Alright. And then we're going to jump across here. Oh! Yep. Didn't quite have enough height there. Alright. And here, we might be able to see this, having another good example of there we go. You can get that checkpoint from underneath. Again, this section has like weirdly ranged checkpoints. Oh, okay, I'm surprised I actually managed to not get touched by any of those lava rods there. Alright. That is level 3A, or 3B, I should say. Look at all we've accomplished through here. You can see the whole level from up here. Yeah, that is all of the 3 levels done for the B levels, all 3 of the B levels. Before we get into the boss fight, if the host wants to say anything else, they can. They have a bit of time here as we just do some more platforming. All right, there he is. This beautiful crow that we're gonna fight. All right, so this final boss has 3 phases. You know, the rules of threes, as any boss must follow. So this first phase, they kind of course, telegraph where the attacks are going to be placed, and as long as you're out of range, it should be pretty good. You're going to attack these 3 crystals in each of these bosses. All right, and this is the second phase, in which the red attacks means you have to jump over them, and the purple attacks means you got to like stay underneath. Overall, this is RNG, and so you can't really predict what kind of attack the crow is going to give. And so as long as you're generally having the same movement, it shouldn't have too much variation, because there's not much, unless like you manage to just have red attacks the entire time, in which you can use the jumping momentum to just gain more speed and get to the end of the level faster. Oh, we bonked! A horrible bonk. Alright, this is the third and final phase, in which you actually have to do platforming here. Look at this. Alright, coming through here, and perfect. That is the final phase. Time is going to come up in about 30 seconds, so make sure you get on that. We're going to climb up here, and get the last crystal, and timing is going to end when this cutscene ends. The crow falls down. 3, 2, 1, time. All right, so that was a 13:45 IGT. That's actually not that far off from my like PB, because my PB IGT is a 13:19. Could I get my RTA, please? What was my RTA? I hadn't paid attention to the RTA. I have my own timer here. 15:32. That's pretty good. Yeah. So as you can see right here, we've freed the Celestial Crow, and the Celestial Crow has become friends with us. And not only that, but we get to free all the other crows. Look at them. They all get to be freed. Look at all the crows. You saved them. This game is so cute. I highly recommend just picking this game up. Again, it's free. It is free. There's no reason to not go out on Steam and download it right now. I highly recommend it. And this is the final cutscene, in which we can just fly around with our crow friends and the Celestial Crow we've befriended. The music also is absolutely beautiful, so another reason why I think you should pick up this game. So, just going around, having a wonderful time with our crow friends, because we've saved them. Thank you for playing. So that is Crow Story. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Look us up on speedrun.com, and, you know, if you want to get into this game, I'd be happy to help. Thank you to Jackie the Jack for submitting this game and for having me play it. It's so much fun. And yeah, that is Crow Story. You can also join the Discord here in the bottom corner through the game itself. It's like the developers Discord, and so they're really cool. They made a really good game. And so yeah, I highly recommend picking this up. I cannot stress this enough. It is free. Go play it. It's cute. It's great. And if you're looking for a good beginner speedrun, this is it. So yeah, thank you so much to DJ for having me back on for another Speedromizer event. I'm super excited to see the next one. This one just went a lot better for me. I prepared a lot more, and we were a bit amount like underestimate, so that's good. But other than that, my name is Ozmourn, and this has been Crow Story. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon, and good luck to Aiden Toad for the next run.